So I was thinking about doing a presentation today on incentives, 0% financing. Would you like to lower your payments? People are already texting on their phones, so I'm not going to do that. We're going to do a day in the life of the Moes, and so due to our hectic jobs that we have, I've wanted to have a one-to-one with every single one of you in here, and the time just hasn't allowed it. So we're going to kind of do a one-to-one, and I'll tell you about me, and then you can ask me more about me, and then you can log it in your thing as a one-to-one if you want. But some of you have had one-to-ones with me. You know a lot about my life story. I'm going to dig even a little bit deeper into that, and we're going to talk very little about car sales and way too much about me. So, as most of you know, I was born and raised Amish. This is the earliest picture I have of myself at 16 years old. I became a little rebel when I was 16 and left, and the farmer that I was living with took this picture of me, and that's one of my most treasured pictures because it's my earliest one. I don't have any baby pictures. I think if you guys have been watching me, I'm always walking around in here with a camera taking pictures of other people. I almost have a fetish with cameras and pictures, and I think it's because I had no pictures when I was young, and now I want to film and document everything I do. So, my earliest picture. For those of you that don't know much about me, well, we're going to make this a big old one-to-one. Make sure you log in. Top left picture, me and my two brothers. I'm the one in the middle. This was somewhere in '99. Of course, we weren't allowed to have cameras, so we had to sneak them. So this is out behind the bottom. One on the left is out behind the barn. I'm over on the right. One is my brother. Two are cousins. I would like to say I was a womanizer, but the one on the left is my sister, and the one on the right is my cousin. And then I already told you I was a school teacher, so I taught for 5 years in the Amish community. Taught in various different communities, enjoyed the heck out of it. I taught all 8 grades from actually kindergarten through 8th grade, and in a one-room schoolhouse, so usually 35, 40 kids. One time when I was teaching in Yoder, Kansas, imagine there'd be an Amish community called Yoder, Kansas. I was traveling home on the Amtrak train from Kansas through Joplin, through Springfield, and St. Louis, and I saw this really neat-looking, massive arch thing in the background, and I stopped. We had to stop there, and I had this stranger, I don't remember who it was, take a picture of me with my camera, and it never dawned on me that I would one day live in Missouri in a completely different environment and not in those clothes. So that's kind of a neat picture for me to see the time frame of it then. So how does a guy like me go from horse and buggy to automobile sales? I'm going to tell a little bit of story. Some of you know some of this about me, some of you probably don't. Press what?
The choices you make define who you are. I chose to leave the Amish, and I'm not the only one.
When I was 16, I left and I never went back to the Amish.
It's a decision that left us without everything we've ever known. They said we were going to help, but we just wanted more out of life.
Amish Out of Order. New series premieres next Tuesday at 10 on National Geographic.
So I left in 2002, and in 2004, Hollywood came knocking and wanted to do reality shows based on Amish kids. And one of the first people they came knocking on the door with me, and I went to Hollywood and did my first reality show in 2004. Over the years, I did a couple other standalone documentaries in between. A couple of them were on UPN. I know, right? That was, I made a couple of appearances on Regis and Kelly. Brian Gump was filling in for Regis. He was out with triple bypass heart surgery or something. Anderson Cooper, shows. Yeah, along the way, did some construction work, actually from, right? There are reasons I'm no longer in construction work, so I'm not in a hot attic where it's 110 degrees outside. In a hot attic, it's like 135, 140 degrees. And so I'm down car sales for reasons like that. But through the years, with the filming and everything else I was doing, I was maintaining my own construction company and had anywhere between 4 to 10 employees, depending how busy I was. A few of my hobbies, I'm just a little stout guy, but I can run, and as you can tell, the big, long guy with the long arms, all he has to do is reach down and touch me, and I'm down by contact. As I said, I enjoy cage fighting. None of those two guys are me, but that's one of my ex-Amish buddies on the right. This guy's 3-0. There's four brothers that got into cage fighting, and between the four of them, their record overall is like 41-1. So he just won his fight a little bit ago. I love hunting. A few boo-boos along the way. 2 weeks after I left the Amish and got this little Ford Contour manual transmission, I never driven a car. I started off a little bit on the wrong foot. I didn't have a driver's license or insurance or anything, and kind of totaled the car. And as you can tell, seatbelts are important, but a lot of picture there does burn from the seatbelts. I may have saved my life by wearing one. Then there's the barbecue grill explosion. Not a good thing. I made that little phrase thing at the bottom.
What's it say?
Oh, you can, okay. So the barbecue grill exploded, knocked me halfway across the deck. I got up, thought I would go to the hospital, eventually went into shock after standing in a cold shower for 2 hours straight, trying to just grin and bear it, and went to the hospital. And the next weekend I was out and fired the barbecue grill up again, and to show it who's boss. And so I wrote that little thing: life is about overcoming adversity, facing your fears, and the good guy always wins.
So it's barbecue pit.
So a couple months ago, Jen Hoover did her presentation, and she got got really intense about what she does with her, what are you laughing at? And with how she helps kids and the charity that she does, and I actually, through some of the other things I've been doing, construction, car sales, all those things, have done the same thing. It was very difficult for me when I left the Amish community and integrated into the outside world, and I was one of the originals here in Columbia, so since then I've helped the new kids out a lot when they leave, and I've taken them into my home and helped them get driver's license, insurance, things like that. So I had a reunion here a while back. This is just a handful of people that I've helped along the way. Probably had over 40 of them living with us at some point or another. If any of you, well, by a show of hands, how many of you watched any of the television work I've done? Okay, so about a dozen. Okay. So these are some of the characters that were in the latest season. Jonas had the car accident. Actually, Michaela, in the top middle picture, Michaela was an English girl that wanted to go Amish, and Chris was an Amish kid that had left, and they met, and now they're together because they met during the show and have 2 kids. Amos Miller, how many of you recognize the little girl in the bottom left picture? There's a handful of you probably, Ruby, Barb, whatever I was calling her. Angelique, you remember her?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was a little girl that had left the community for a while and ended up going back. And then the bottom right picture is a typical ex-Amish kid that drinks too much and thought he could hold his alcohol, and on the way home he rolled down the window and threw up all over the side of my car. And I made him wash it off the next morning and took pictures of it. So. And on a sadder note, Cephas Yoder, he was a very large character in Amish Out of Order in 2012, and during the show, around episode 7, was killed in a car accident for not wearing a seatbelt. And so that's, I guess, a dedication to Cephas. Life inspirations, the guard. The guy front and center, Brett Favre. I still love that guy. I wish he'd come back out of retirement.
He's thinking about it.
Yeah. And who doesn't like the story of Elizabeth Smart being on the other side of that and being a strong woman she is. And then finally, American Sniper style. Loved and hated, but, you know, my hero. A couple crossroads in my life I hit. This is the only picture I have of my father, who died when I was 12 years old. I did not have this picture until about 2 years ago when a fan of the show, who knew my father and would take him to horse sales, had snuck this picture like underneath the horse's head somehow of my dad, and that's like the first and only picture I ever did. I hadn't seen him for 12 years, so who knows where I'd be at in life if my dad had remained alive. I don't know. We'll never know that, but I may have remained Amish. And then there was this girl. Loved that whole thing. Dated her, first love of my life, but she decided to, you know, date somebody else and marry somebody else. And, you know, so now she's married to this guy, and they have 9 kids together, and I don't know if they're happy or not. So exactly 13 years ago, I left one family